Welcome, Tope.
Thank you, Mona.
So we were practicing off screen how to say Tope. Tope.
And you did so well.
Thank
you
you. I feel proud.
You should be proud.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I know you have an MBA in marketing.
Yeah.
So how did you go from marketing to film and art? Walk me through that process, please.
Well, this is quite interesting. So, people like us in alternative careers.
Right.
You're not a doctor, you're not a lawyer, you're not an engineer. So what
I
happens
like
is...
how you said that, alternative career.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to be saying.
But really, what happens is you take one step, hoping that, for whatever reason, it adds up, at the end. So it wasn't premeditated. So I left uni where I studied agriculture, by the way.
Agriculture?
Don't let us go there.
Okay.
So then I was out of school, but then I knew I wanted to do TV, not TV like film,
Right.
like a talk shows.
Okay.
So I went to Ife, OAU, and I came to Lagos with my proposal, and then the first time I was going to drop the proposal, it didn't go well. It was a good, solid proposal. I mean, for my age at that time, I was in my early 20s, but the reception wasn't great. That's another story. But I just felt, okay, what can I do? So I started working in an IT company, IT solutions company, as a business development person. It was a 9 to 5 for just 2 months. I went for NYSC, but then I'd already gotten a gig at a TV station by then. So I was working as a producer, presenter, just for a bit of time, and then I grew to become the channel manager. That was it. It was called that. Then after NYSC, I like academics. There's just at heart, in my other life, I would have been a professor, or a teacher or something, or a lecturer.
Still can be.
Well, yes, maybe much later, when I'm in my 60s or something.
Yeah.
But I just knew that I was now in another industry and I wanted some form of validation.
Okay.
So I knew, and then I was out of the country for like 3 years. So when I came back, people were asking questions. What did you study in school? I would say agriculture, and they would say, for me, it was quite interesting because why you're asking what I studied in school when I have the experience to show that I've worked at a TV company and all of that. But then I decided I wanted to go for MBA, but then what would I do? What course? I didn't want to do a course in the sciences, so I needed to do a bridge. I didn't want to do postgraduate PGD thing because I didn't graduate with a third class. So for me, it was what other course was there for me to do. I think I skipped a step. I was a social media manager at some point.
Oh.
You know what I said about you taking different steps and hoping that it adds up?
Yeah.
So I started doing digital marketing. We used to call it internet marketing at the time. And then social media evolved into social media marketing. So I said, what can I do? I decided to go for MBA. And during MBA, you had the option of majoring in like one of the 6 disciplines. Finance, no.
What? Numbers?
No.
Yeah.
I love mathematics, but not finance. It's just too restrictive.
Is it?
No, I mean the finance, working in the
Okay.
Then there was operations. No, there was something production. But then I saw marketing, and I said, and then I checked the curriculum, and it felt expansive. There was branding. There was all of these amazing things, and I said, this is where I'm going to land. And I majored in marketing, and from then I want to say that I used social media marketing to enter the industry, because then I started consulting for arts, cultural and creative industries as a social media manager, and then I evolved into digital marketing, and then I evolved into marketing proper. So I used that to gain into the industry, and over time I've then gone on to produce and program initiatives.
Okay, so I know we were talking off camera about loving what you do. It seems like you love what you do.
I do. I do. I'm one of the lucky ones. I love. I'm so fortunate.
I love that.
Yeah.
What about it do you love exactly? The whole process.
Yes, the fact that no 2 days are the same, no 2 projects are the same. I am working with. Before, I didn't used to call myself a creative because, once again, I came in through marketing. I can't dance to save my life. I can't act to save my... I can't dance.
I Hey, of
I can do
course.
something.
Anybody has 1, 2 steps. We got it.
Yeah, but I can't sing. I can't act. I can't produce. I can't do I can't draw. You know, I can't do. I tried fashion designing at some point when I was in uni.
You didn't have the patience for it.
Thank you. You're the first person that understood. It wasn't really about the talent because yes, I did lack proper talent, but I mean, I just lacked the patience, and it was then I realized that being a creative is hard work. So for a long time, I didn't really call myself a creative.
Right.
But then I realized that for people that work to support the creative industries, we're also creatives. We're just a different kind of creative. So I love my job. Working with creatives, building initiatives, implementing initiatives, driving programs that can help the creative economy. I just every day I wake up and I'm like, Tope, you're so fortunate you didn't end up being a doctor. Thank God. So, yeah.
I mean, that's a different kind of creative too.
But not for me.
Not for you.
Not for me.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I like that. So now that you're in this industry that marketing has brought you into, and you are a different kind of creative, helping creatives to become more creative, as we are all creating. In that process of doing all of that, I know a lot of creatives have come to your sessions and they've asked a lot of questions about how to move forward. So this is me now asking, as a creative, to another creative that helps creatives. Let's talk about funding. Because money is important. Why is funding so important, even though we know it is? Why is it so important? And what are the key challenges that people face when they try to secure this funding for their creative
processes or projects?
Yes.
Well, so funding, there's not a lot that you can do without funding. That's the real truth.
Oh, yeah.
You can be in your room for the rest of your days and not do a lot without funding. Funding, it showcases your craft. It helps you scale. It helps you sustain your creative ideas.
Yeah.
That's what funding does. It takes you to the right place. It allows the right people to see you. It allows you to scale the thoughts that you have. So you go from building something, one thing, into then scaling into multiple. And then it helps you find economic sustenance. And this is something that a lot of people within the creative industries that they are now talking about, which is, it is not just enough for you to say you're a photographer, you're a videographer, you're an actor, you're a producer, but how do you sustain it without having to... We've seen a lot of, like people would say, there are a lot of actors in the banking industry. They just use their acting for something else.
Oh, yeah.
Many of them, they were driven there by the economic requirements of, of their lives.
Yeah.
So I believe that is what funding does to you. In terms of the challenges that people face, the first one is access to information. And this is really sad. It's really sad because there are a lot of institutions out there that are willing to fund your creative ideas. Quite a lot, interestingly, within the country and beyond. But then, what information do people have? Do they have information about this? The second one is now going to be application complexities. So many times you have access to this information, but because they use language that you're not familiar with, and I'm very careful to say this, but in these climes, we are often worried about telling the other people what you're up to.
Right.
So many times, the information that you need, and then even when you get it, you're unable to digest it fully because you're unable to share with the next person. You're unable to collaborate and then co-apply, So it could be one person heading the fund or the grants, but then you have like a team that is working behind you, helping you, how do I say, dissect the language that is being used for a lot of these grants. And the next one would be, maybe we should be looking at lack of financial skill. And the skill is not what is in the bank. It is, for example, quite a number of creatives, once again, I'm going to use I keep saying photographer, but there's a reason, they do not know how to see themselves as business and then as an individual. So they don't have the financial records. They don't even know how to when they get
Scale
the
up,
money,
yeah.
how to say, oh, this is mine, this is for the business.
Yeah.
Because those are the things that people ask from you when you're accessing grants. They're going to ask you, how much has your business made? But then your business is not Muna. Your business is Muna Limited or Muna Business or something, or Muna Ventures. So how are you able to scale? How are you able to figure out your finances in such a way that when you are now pulling your records, because many times when these applications come, they're almost all the same. They're asking you for 6 months record, but then you see people sending their personal records, which is not a problem really, because some grants accept personal records. But then do you have narration
About
about everything that goes on? That's I
Right.
think something that people don't. They don't write narration. They don't write salary for my housekeeper, salary for my bookkeeper. Salary. They just send money, or you just send 5K, 10K, 15K. You can have five personal accounts, and then you do one for your business, and then they can see. It doesn't have to be Muna Limited or Muna Ventures. It's just one. They can see through your records. It's almost like a story.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and then we should be looking at maybe visibility and credibility.
Visibility and credibility.
Yeah.
Okay. These are the challenges.
Yeah. To accessing funding. Investors, they want to see the track record.
Okay.
They
So
want to see.
if I don't have any track record, I can't get money.
So there are people that have not done a lot, but then they can tell a story of what they are going to do when they get the money.
Right.
So your track record can be a track record in progress. It can be in future.
Okay.
But the most important thing is that you're able to articulate your path to say, if I get this funding, this is what I'm going to use it for. This is how I'm going to do. You've already done your work. You know, you're not writing, you're going to rent a camera to shoot a film, and then you're writing 100,000 naira per day or 200,000 naira per day, and then the investor already knows that you can get the same camera for 30,000. You know, you already have a proposal. So when they're asking from you, you're just going back to just change one or two things, and then you're sending. So I believe that these points they're the most common points, really.
Right.
Yeah, factors.
I do hear you on that, because when you talked about lack of financial knowledge,
knowledge,
it's a problem, because most people just think this is how the average person thinks. What do you want? Oh, I need to build something. I'm an artist. What do you need? Capital.
Capital.
Investment. How much do you need? Anything.
Yeah,
anything.
Yeah.
You know, so these are the things. If you don't really know what you're doing, then how do you get ahead? And then if you don't have, like you said, if you don't have like a narration of your track record, then it's going to be a bit difficult. Also, if you don't know where to look, that's also a challenge. Ooh, that is serious. So what are the different types of funding available for creatives that they can actually key into?
So there's a lot. I'm going to mention 3.
Okay.
There's a lot. But the first one is grants, because that one is the most popular one. Grants, you have institutions. I don't want to mention names, but quite a number of them. You just have to
So if we Google grants.
Yeah. Okay. There are grants for every... and interestingly, there's more coming up for creatives. So that is also kind of nuanced. But really, in whatever creative capacity that you find yourself, there's some grants out there.
What are grants? For those that don't know.
Grants, institutions sometimes they want to support the work that creatives do as part of their CSR, as part of their tax relief burdens, as part of maybe towards a goal. For example, the United Nations. I'm going to give an example now. United Nations, African Theatre, the British Council, the United States Embassy, Goethe Institute, GISA. They always have grants. The grant is they are trying to develop a sector. So, for example, and the government too, Nigerian government also has grants. It's just that many of us, many times, we don't think that we are qualified. But that is another conversation for another day.
Knowledge.
Yeah, but really, what they do is they are trying to support the sector. So, in the beginning of the year, their financial year, they always ascribe a particular amount that they're going to contribute to the sector. So, for example, the creative economy is projected to be the largest employer of labor by 2030. Yes. So, billions will be employed. In the creative economy. So a number of institutions, they are trying to position themselves as,
forerunners. Yeah.
So you see them. So they already have like a part of their budget in the financial year
that is for that.
Dedicated for and many times a lot of these institutions, they do it on a yearly basis. So you can go and say, even if you don't get for the first year, you can get for the second year, you can get for the third year.
So you can just keep applying.
Yes, you can just keep applying. And the amazing thing about grants is that you don't need to, many times grants you don't need to repay.
That's
Yeah.
another thing.
You
Because
don't.
most people think, okay, if I'm getting money from somewhere, either a loan or is it a loan?
It's not.
Do
Grants
I
are
pay
usually
back?
not loans. They are not.
Okay.
So, but the most important thing is that depending on the institution that is giving you the grants, they have terms and conditions. So there are some
Okay.
things that you need to satisfy before you can, get the grants.
Right.
So it could be they can give you partial grants, and then at the end of the project they'll give you
Okay.
the complete fund.
Yeah.
The second one would be crowdfunding.
Okay.
Um,
I hear a lot about that.
yes, and crowdfunding, it's not for health challenges. Excuse me. Anytime I say this, when I'm speaking about the creative economy, people will be like, we are not sick now. I'm like, no. But it's really about, Mona, you have a number of projects that you've done, and you want to do another project, and you already know what your capacity is,
Yes.
and you can reach out to family and friends. You can reach out to friends within the industry to say, guys, let us pull money together. It is different from collaborating, and I'll explain.
Okay.
Crowdfunding it's your project.
Okay.
You just need their support to help you get to where you're going. So maybe you have a film and you're trying to take it to the cinemas. Maybe you're trying to do a new project. Maybe you have a fashion project that you want to work on, and you're trying to get money for the materials, or you want someone to manage the marketing for you. So crowdfunding doesn't have to be money. It can be resources. Yeah, so if you know that someone is good at marketing, you can say, oh, I need you to manage the marketing part of this project.
Yes.
I need you to manage the production part of this project. So I think that one is the most common one, because a lot of people do it already.
Right.
Finally, I would say sponsorships. It's different from grants in that the difference is many times when people give you grants, they don't really need you for the sponsorship is the byproduct.
Right.
It's not as important as they are trying to satisfy a level of their financial commitment for the year. But for sponsorships, you have brands who are willing to give you money for visibility.
Right.
So I think that is another way, another kind of funding. So
Funding,
there are lots of them. There's investments, people that want to invest in your vision. There are loans, people that want to, and then there's equity, of course, people that want to give you money in return
for a percentage
of your business. So there's a lot of that, but the most common one, especially in these clients, would be grants, sponsorships, and crowdfunding.
Yeah. So how does a creative know what type of funding they should go for?
It will be the kind of project that they're doing. That's the first one.
Okay. So say we're doing film, for instance. What would be the best type of funding that a creative would go for to produce that? I'm speaking for myself.
Okay. So I would say, if you wait. So this is the part of me that people say is the machine comes in. If I were to be a film person, I would not take just one funding type. I would do every single thing.
Talk to me.
So what I mean is, I have a film project that is coming up.
Yes.
I would divide my funds, my budget into three.
Yeah. Okay.
So, and then what I mean is, say for example, the entire budget for the project is say 100 million. First, I'm going to look at grants. The type of the film you're doing. So if it is tied to gender in any way, so you can go to CCR, what's it called again? This guy's.
Or we could do a search and find out.
Yeah. You see a bunch of them who have. Oh, there's even one that they support gender or equitable gender storytelling
in Nigeria. Or
yes,
in Africa.
Nigeria. Yes, in Nigeria. In fact, they are doing something with CCR and African Influencer. No, not for foundation. There's another one.
Right.
But the point is, you see. So first, you have to check what kind of film are you doing. What does it say? Is there a social cause that you're trying to pass?
Yeah.
Is there a social message? Is there a
message
that you're trying to pass? So there are grants along that side. And then, are you a woman who is in film? There are grants. Are you a youth who is in film? There are grants for that. There's BOI that supports as well, although that one is usually loan. And then that takes care, even if it's just, I won't say just, say $10,000. $10,000. That's something that takes care of it. And then you now go to collaboration. So collaboration is you look at people within your industry that are trying to tell the same story that you're telling, so you not do it alone. So it will not be me. I may be the executive producer, or I may be one of the producers, or I may be the director, but I'll not make it a communal effort. But if I do not want to make it a communal effort, what I would then do is I'll crowdfund. I will beg people. I will talk to, and then have to highlight what part of your film would a brand be interested in sponsoring.
Right.
So, for example, there's a young lady in your film. Are you looking at Always, or all of these brands?
Yeah.
There's a couple in your film. Are you looking at hotels? Are you looking at wine? Are you looking at like that? There's a friendship group. So you have to sit down and be deliberate about, in this scene, what can I sell? Every scene is a money making tool.
Right.
So you have to be almost deliberate and almost visceral about, I want this film. I am not going to use a dime of my money to make this film.
Yeah.
And then you now make it a commercial product. Okay. And I feel like that is another thing that a lot of creatives, they don't see, because we are very passionate about the work that we do. It's very hard for us to tie it into a product. So when you tell a creative that, your product, they feel a certain level of offense.
But it's a product, yeah.
So are you willing to dissect it as a product? And then you would then do your sponsorships as a collaborator. There's a collaboration. So you explore all the avenues, because let me tell you, there are a lot of people that are interested in what you're doing.
Right.
Some people, I've met C-level executives, like very powerful people, who in their other lives would have made fantastic filmmakers, but then for whatever reason, and let me tell you, them seeing you do it, they will do whatever it takes. They'll be your champion. And we've seen a lot of people within this industry, especially the film industry, who have been championed by people that are outside of the film industry. So going back to your question, just explore all the different avenues, and then talk to people, and then market your film even before it is made. You see a lot of people do that anyway, so
Yeah, okay. So I had a conversation with a guest on a previous episode, and we talked about how it's important to be vulnerable when you do these things, and when you have to talk to people, even though you stand the risk of having your IP, you know, but you still have to put yourself out there regardless of what could or might happen. Okay, all right. Message.
And the thing is, ideas are a dime a dozen. There's no
true.
You can sit down here. I can sit down here and formulate 20 different programs. When I say programs within the industry.
Yeah.
And I would go home and forget about it, and then someone else would do it. That's and you wake up the next morning and the ideas. What makes it a good idea is when it is then executed. Until the point of execution and implementation is just an idea. And anybody people
can
have ideas.
an idea.
Anybody can have an idea.
That's true. Okay, so now that we know that we're supposed to explore all the avenues so that we can get this funding, what are the common mistakes that a creative can make that hinders them from actually getting these grants and these funds?
Okay, there's a lot of them. A lot. The first one I would say is submitting incomplete applications. And what I mean is, it is better for you to not apply than for you to half-ass it. You know when they say someone half-asses something, when you're submitting for the sake of submitting.
Make it just be like, say.
Because many times, what you do not know is, it becomes a habit. For example, I just reviewed a call where we had 753 applicants, and 200 out of more than 200 of them did not submit a portfolio. They were required. There was a requirement.
Right.
I don't know if you understand what I mean. There's a requirement for you to access the program. You must submit a portfolio. And then the ones that submitted, this is aside to 200. Right. Submitted their IG handles, their Twitter handles, their TikTok handles. TikTok. To,
Okay. So, I mean, knowledge is key.
Yes. And what that means is, many times, the people that get this grant, they're not different. They're not better than you. But they're better than you in one way. They just took it seriously. Yeah. The second one is submitting proposals that are generic. So maybe you gave someone your proposal to write maybe 5 years ago, and it was tailored to maybe an FMCG brand to sponsor your creative idea. And then another brand, say an institution, say British Council, wants to now, they are calling for proposals, and then you're sending the same proposal. It is not the same. That was 5 years ago. So many things have changed. Just open it, and that is why it is very important for a creative, as no matter how talented you are, it is either you have someone who is handling the business part of your
your business.
your business, or you do some. It's not really hard, really.
Yeah. I mean, I understand that, but I imagine that most creatives, not most, well, some creatives today, like the younger ones, would view their Instagram handles and TikTok handles as their portfolio because they post all their work, and most of what they do is either there or on YouTube. So to them, that's their portfolio. So how do they now take those clips? What do they do? Do they put it on a different website, and that would now work as their portfolio? Is this what you?
Well, it depends really. There are
Okay.
different kinds of grants. There are grants that require you to submit a portfolio in a PDF format.
Right.
In not just PDF, say PPT, that's PowerPoint format, like a proper presentation.
Right.
There are ones that would want you to submit a YouTube link. So it's really about ensuring that whatever application that you're submitting
It meets
is
the
tailored that meets the
requirement.
requirement.
Right.
So, and another thing is there are ways where you can package your, for example, someone submitted a Canva link, which is not bad. It's good.
Okay.
Just send me the link, just somewhere I can see the work that you've done. So I ask you to send me a portfolio, your profile, for example. Don't send me to your LinkedIn page. What am I doing there? I didn't ask you for your social media handle. I asked for a portfolio. And then another thing is when people are submitting proposals, they always overestimate or underestimate their budgets. We see this a lot, especially when you're asking people to deliver programs. So you want us to fund your project, your program, and you overestimated, you padded the budget. You need to understand that they are auditors.
And they will do their research.
They will do their research.
Yeah.
But most importantly, if you, for example, say that the camera costs £3,000, and every other person says it's £1,000, and it is the same kind of camera, that is not the way for you to pad your, that you don't need, it is unnecessary. And you also have to understand that it's a human being. In many cases, if you scale through the long list, it's a human being that will read, and then the final one would be people ignoring funders' guidelines and their requirements. So what I mean is, many times funders, what they want from you is not a lot. You just need to learn to digest the information. So if it is not clear, maybe the language, the grammar, whatever, you can give it to someone else. Or in many cases that people do not know, you can actually email the funder to say, hello, my name is Tope. I'm trying to apply for this, but I don't really understand what this means. Is it okay if I schedule a 30-minute call with you? Many times they're available. But no, especially the Nigerians, because of the way we're conditioned, we don't
know that you can do that.
You don't know. You literally can just say, would it be okay? And then you write it there, a 15-minute call. There's a part of this that is not clear.
Okay.
Or it's just someone that I can talk to. And many times they're human too. They want you. And that's another thing. People that are putting out the grants or whatever, they actually want to support you.
Right.
People that want you to get the loan, they want to support you. They like you. They like your work. But what makes you stand out amongst the thousands that are actually applying for the same opportunity?
Right. I see. So you're very, very right, because I find that most people, they lack the knowledge. They're not aware that they can actually call and say, hey, I don't understand this. Can I, schedule a meeting or schedule a call so this can be explained to me? A lot of people don't know that. And thank you so much for letting us know, because I'm about to call.
And if they say that they're not available, ask that, can you send emails? Nobody's going to reject an email.
Yeah.
And it also shows the kind of company that is putting out the grants.
Exactly.
Are they human facing? If they're human, if they're front facing, where they have human empathy and on some level, and they want, that is the kind of organization that you want to receive funds from anyway. You don't want it to be automatic where you're talking to. And then I should mention AI.
Oh yeah, so a lot of these things, they use AI responses.
Half of the responses that I got on this call
was AI.
Oh, I don't know. So my expression is, the aim of my expression is, the goal of my expression is, expression can be the same word.
Ooh.
I am not saying I use AI a lot, but you can customize the AI where it sounds like you.
Yes, of course.
It doesn't sound like you're not just giving it. It's the prompt. So people need to learn prompt engineering to know, how do I what do I type into my AI so that it can sound like me? You can even tell AI, I want you to sound like me. I want you to do away with complex words. I want you to use simple words. I want you to keep this under 3.
But it takes nothing to actually cross-check what AI has done for you and just make it your own.
So I don't think people are ready to do that now.
That part.
Yeah. I don't think so.
This is going to be a problem in the future. Because,
it will. It will.
Okay, I see that. So now that we're talking about this part, and then obviously for creative reasons and getting into the creative space and production, film, art, all of that stuff, most times you need a pitch deck. I see you have some PTSD around that.
Okay, I think I have something here for that. I wrote it directly for pitch decks, but sorry, please go ahead.
Talk to me about it. So first of all, what key elements should be in the pitch deck of a proposal?
Okay.
That's one. And what are the things that you have noticed in the pitch decks that you have received that actually make them not qualify?
Okay. For pitch decks, I think my overarching feeling about all the pitch decks that I've seen is people need to stop trying to do too much. I think that's the real problem.
So what is that? Less words, more pictures, or more words?
I think people should focus on the storytelling.
Right.
And if you have a good idea and you know that idea solves a problem, even if the problem is you just want people to just sit in their living rooms and watch your movie or watch your film, don't try to complicate it by making it what it's not. Because what happens is your pitch deck then becomes very convoluted. And remember, again, human beings are reading it. They're reading these pitch decks to see, does it make sense? So I think the first thing is, when you're writing your pitch deck, try not to make it too long. I always advise anything that you cannot do in 10 slides or less, except it's a report, it's not a pitch deck. You are just doing too much.
Right.
So what that means is, what forms a pitch deck? What is even a pitch deck?
Let's talk about that.
Yeah. So a pitch deck is from the word pitch. It's derived from pitch.
Yeah.
And what is pitch? It is you able to pitch comes from when you pitch something at someone. It is a short term, it's just a short term relationship. Right. Interaction. Yes.
Or ideas.
Yes. Yeah. It's just a short term. It's almost like you are throwing something at someone. You are not. It's not long. It's not supposed to be long. Yeah. It's not a business plan.
It's not a proposal.
It's not a proposal. It's a pitch deck.
Right.
So I think that is the problem that people have. And then when you're doing your pitch, you have to understand there are different kinds of pitches. There's the elevator pitch. There's a Twitter pitch. They used to call it Twitter pitch. Yes, Twitter pitch is what you can write in 140 characters or less about your business. So if you cannot distill all of your pitch deck into a Twitter pitch, you have to go, but there's something wrong with your pitch. So why are you doing the film? What makes the film special? Hello, my name is Tope. I'm currently producing a film. It addresses this. That's all. Simple. That's a Twitter pitch.
Right.
And elevator pitch is longer because then it tells you how long does it take you to, get into an elevator with, an investor and then go up to maybe 3 floors. So maybe 10 seconds or 30 seconds. Yeah, that's elevator. Yeah. So, hi, my name is Tope. I'm doing a film. It's about this. I'm hoping this. I'm hoping that. That's all. 2 hope. 1 idea. That's all. Don't go to and then the person already zones out. So many times Twitter pitch, elevator pitch, and then the next one is now your pitch deck. Your pitch deck is what the person now asks you. Okay, so I like your idea. Can you send me, something? Your pitch deck, as far as I'm concerned, should focus on 5 key elements. Okay. The first one is the product overview. What is this project about? The vision, the goals, and all of that. Maybe that should be 1 slide. Yeah, actually, 1 slide. What the project is about, the vision, the goals. The vision and goals can be the same.
The same, yeah.
The second one is why it matters. And for me, this is where people skip a lot. Because whoever it is that is investing in your business or in your creative idea, they need to know that it is solving a problem. Because if your idea is not solving a problem, it is useless.
It's useless, yes.
So once again, even if the only idea it is solving
It's entertainment.
fast and furious,
Yeah.
part 1, part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, part
10.
it's the only thing it is solving is for people like us who are bloodthirsty and
Yeah.
like watching shoot people, gun people down. I love it.
Right.
It's the way I relax. You know, I want them to shoot everybody.
Okay.
I mean, not like in real life. You get what I mean?
Yes.
It makes me happy. So I wouldn't mind going to watch that like a billion times. It
Right.
makes me happy.
Okay.
So if that is the only problem that it solves, that's okay. You just have to find a way to. Of course, you can't say you want to do it.
Bloodthirsty.
Yeah, it is. This is an action film that
Right.
does this, that does this, that does that, and it must solve the problem. If it doesn't solve the problem, just stop there. And the next one is how would it be delivered? So how would it be delivered should be 2 slides.
Okay.
Once again, this is a pitch deck, not a business plan.
Right.
How should it be delivered? What that means is, what is your delivery mechanism? What's your implementation plan? And that one should be very easy. So, for example, if I want to do the film, run a production, we're going to focus on this. Remember, this is a pitch deck, so bullet points.
Bullet points, yes.
And in the production phase, we're going to do this. Post-production, we're going to do this. And then when we take it to showcase, any of the platforms, YouTube, anything, or we're then going to
Festivals.
you know, and then you just mention the festivals that you want to showcase.
Yeah.
You know, that's all. So two slides, you're good. And then budget breakdown. Your budget breakdown should be very. They'll
Should
ask you for
always put your budget breakdown.
Always.
Okay.
So your budget breakdown doesn't have to be, I'm going to book 10 hotels. It is accommodation, this, transportation, this, feeding, this. Because in the beginning you'd have said your pre-production is going to take how many days. You know, you'd have calculated number of days of production. I'm talking about film anyway.
Yeah.
But for any enterprise really, your budget should be what you should be like a high level
Summary. Yeah.
Not a. They would ask you for your financial
So there's
projections.
a working budget, and
Yes.
then there is the budget.
You always present your estimated budget, not
right.
your working. Your
Not your
working
working
project is for
budget.
you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So your estimated budget, it should be just points. So many times your actual your budgets, for example, in production equipment, that's all. Don't say anytime. This is still pitch deck.
Yeah.
It is business plan and proposals that you then have to bear out when they ask you for your financial projections.
Yeah.
And then finally, your expected impact, measurable outcomes. What would this lead to? You know, what that means is after we've gone to festivals, we would have so number of people would have seen these films. When we go to cinemas, this is what we project. If it's a fashion business, this is how much we would have sold in the first year. And that's all. And thank you. So when you look at it that way, you realize that many of us, we're doing too much.
Yeah, we really are. Because we find that we think that with the pitch deck you're supposed to tell the whole story.
No, and that's why they steal everybody's ideas.
There you go.
You know, it should just be self. Don't explain the how from the beginning to the end.
Okay.
Just explain enough where anybody that is really interested would then ask you based on your picture. Say, hi, I want to see you. And then when you're going, go with your lawyer.
Go with your lawyer.
Or go with someone that can stand in place as a witness.
Okay, so now that we know about the pitch decks, thank you so much for
You're
letting
welcome.
us know. I would like you to give us an advice to creatives in general, including myself, because this I need this. What would be your advice to creatives that are trying to get funding, trying to get into this space, and trying to build a sustainable career, and how they can go about funding and maintaining those relationships?
Okay, thank you. So there's a bunch of them really. So I will try to condense into a few points.
Right.
The first one is be proactive.
And when you say proactive, you mean?
Go out there. Don't wait for funding.
Right.
There's funding. You may now need to be flexible in the way that you present yourself. For example, if you're thinking of doing a film or you're in the film business and there's a documentary fund, why can you not do a documentary? Can your film then be distilled into a documentary? Because I feel like for a lot of us, especially Nigerians, we're very stubborn. Number one. You know, we find it hard to bend.
Right.
You know, to be flexible in our vision. So we may take on other jobs. We think that's flexibility. That's not all. The flexibility is that vision, everything must happen. I must gain that. But the most important thing is that can you be proactive? Can you go out there and look for funding?
Right.
Can you write down? There's a friend of mine that what he does is he writes down 20 institutions in Africa that supports the industry that is in, which is our industry, interestingly, and then he writes when their calls will go out. And there is no year that it doesn't get funding.
He gets funding every year.
I'm saying thousands upon thousands upon thousands of dollars.
Okay.
It gets that kind of funding, thousands of dollars, and it is because it doesn't wait for the call to come out, and that's another thing that even I have learned in the last couple of years when I've started reviewing more. Before I didn't used to do the reviewing part of application because anyway, I'm just started doing it more.
Right.
But one thing I realized is don't wait until the deadline. No matter how fantastic your application is,
don't wait till the deadline.
Don't wait, because when you wait, they've started reviewing from day one. So when you get 800 applications, do you really expect people to sit down to what to
all the way? Yeah.
Yes, it's tiring. So they're probably taking the first 100. The rest of you are just filling up. It's just what's that thing called again? When you're trying to, just positioning and numbers and data. 10,000 people applied, but the people that they are checking is the first 100. So many times when a call goes out, make sure that you're among the first 100. 20.
First 20.
As soon as and that is why you cannot wait for the call to go out.
So how do you know when the call is going to go?
Go and check their history. So right now, people in your industry, people in film, have you checked how many people in film or music that give out grants every year? How many of them? And then there's always a season. They do not change their seasons. So if their call goes out in March, know that it will go out in March. And then do your research. So be proactive, do your research. Accessing fund is like a full-time job. You can't ask it like, it's just one of those things. If you want funding, you will get it, but you must do your job. Sit down, tell yourself, I'm going to dedicate 10 hours in a week to, and then go on LinkedIn, go on all of these, platforms, and then check African New Future. When are they doing the call? Ford Foundation. When are they doing the call? Gates Foundation, right? Gates. When are they doing the call? British Council. When are they doing their call? So you imagine if you write like 20 of those, and then you have a vision board, right? Where you tell February 20 is coming out in February, March, April, May, June, July, and then how many of your ideas you want them to fund? This one funds gender programs or projects. This one funds youth projects. You have to be very deliberate about it. It's almost like a full-time job, and I can tell you cannot dedicate as much hours into this and not get money. You will. And then when you now get it, be flexible. Don't submit the same application for different opportunities. You will just, and then I would say that it is build relationships. So it is not enough to be going everywhere and to be getting seen. You're there. There's someone I know that she's within the industry, and every time I see her anywhere, I know that she's coming for one reason only. She's coming to meet someone that matters, and she never ever fails. I saw her today. She told me, she said, Tope, I was like, I'm here. I'm not here to eat small chops. I'm here because I heard that Gates Foundation is going to be here.
Right.
That's the reason I'm here. And now I've met this person, and I've already told them what I do. I've already given them my card. Be deliberate. When you're going somewhere, research. Who is going to be there? And then once again, your elevator pitch, your Twitter pitch. Don't go and bombard them like my name. Just make it natural. But then, most importantly, have in your mind what can you do for them. Because many times we approach all these funders like, come and fund me. It is, for example, if you say, you do something within gender, you say, I once did a program on gender, blah, blah, blah. If you have any programs, I can share it within my community. They are more receptive to that, rather than say, I have a program, or I have a project. I think, so when you look at funding from the human angle, what can I do to help you as an investor? And then when you do your research, you're proactive, you're flexible, you do a lot of the hard work.
Right.
There is no way you will not. And then also entertain the other parts of funding. So for example, someone in visual arts, what are you not doing? Why do you not have your merch out? Thoughts. It's not just enough for you to be in front of a canvas every time. You
Yeah.
know, how are you replicating that? You do makeup. Can you replicate your makeup? Can you tell someone to design something that looks like your makeup and then sell it to a visual artist and then tell the visual artist to replicate it on totes? Everybody uses totes.
True.
You know, how do you distill it in such a way that 1 million people want to use your product as a creative? So yes, you're a filmmaker, but can you productize a part of your idea? You know, you are a photographer. You know, can you distill it to the point where there's a product that 1 million people can use?
Yeah.
But you can't do that all on your own. So the bedrock of it is research.
Yeah.
We do not do enough research. We are not reading enough. You're not checking. We're checking YouTube for films, which is amazing, by the way.
Yeah.
By the way, that's even another thing entirely. But there's other things on YouTube. Other countries, there's no original idea.
Yeah.
Other countries, they've gone ahead of us. The only thing you just have to do is just go there, see what they're doing, and then replicate it.
True. That is amazing. And I've got so many things I need to sit back and think about right now, because I definitely will be making some totes.
Yes, imagine if you do a tote and then you put your face on it.
Oh yeah.
Why not? You're easily like the most beautiful girl in Nigeria.
That is true.
Yeah, I mean, people would buy it. I'm telling you the truth. Like,
I mean,
just do like different memes of yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then put it on totes, put it on t-shirts.
Look at that.
And then yeah, people will buy it. Why not? Because people is fashion.
Creative money.
Yeah.
Yes.
And then you can also put it on the phones, yeah, and ask people to do things like that. And then, you know, there's so much that we can do that we are not doing, because of course, not that there's not enough problems in the country, but you know,
we move.
Yeah,
regardless. Thank you so much, Tope. This has been so insightful and
happy.
beautiful. I'm so glad that you came.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. I tell you that I learned a lot. Thank you so much, and I'm looking forward to having you again, because I know there's so much more that we did not touch that we can touch again.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure, and thank you so much for having me.
Anytime.
You're a wonderful host, by the way. You made it so easy.
Thank you.
Just lead in with the right questions. I love it.
I am interested as well, because I'm a creative, and obviously I want to make money.
Yeah, please do make money, because the goal really is all creative enterprises. You should make money.
You should make money.
You should make money.
And that's why we're here.
Good job.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like and subscribe and follow us for more information about things like this, so you can be one step ahead, okay? Thank you so much. Bye.